I don't think so. I think you got to give credit to Oklahoma State. That's a team that's come back from some deficits. They've won a bunch of games, and that wasn't a new situation to them. And they came back and adjusted and played at a higher level.
These kids are resilient. I say it every week. You know, they played hard. They did again. I say it every week. They did. You know, they for whatever reason they go crazy and didn't finish the game. Obviously, with all those big plays at the end of it, which is embarrassing. It's not acceptable. And it comes back to me. I mean, Coach Kingsbury gives me free reign of the defense, and I can call whatever I want and run whatever I want, and therefore the product out there on the field is a direct reflection of me, which is not acceptable.
Yeah, no doubt. Those are two really good teams, but you know, we got to start pulling some of these out at the end. You know, I mean, it doesn't make it any much better or easier to come in here on Sundays and look at it when you're not winning those games. I mean, you still have a terrible feeling in your gut when you walk in here, and it doesn't matter. I mean, because you say, yeah, you scored 53, that doesn't matter. I mean, we should have scored, 73. I mean, we had the opportunities to do it, and so we got to keep growing. We got to keep eliminating mistakes. I think Pat's getting better and better each week. I mean, he's learning from some of these things. I mean, he's in his 10th or 12th game right now. So yeah, I think once we just got to do it one time. We got to pull it out and be victorious at the end of it, and then we can get things rolling, I think.
I'm just trying to get him to tackle somebody. So, hey, if he gets thrown out of the game for tackling a guy, then we're just going to have to do it because it's about the only time we can tackle anybody.
They've played very good teams in this stretch. I think the same losses we have are the ones they have against highly ranked teams. They're a good football team, very good defensively, senior-laden group. They're linebackers. And then offensively, I think Dana's done a good job adjusting to his personnel, running the ball more. They have a great running back. They have a quarterback that can run around. So it's a very good football team. It's just they ran up against some very good competition as well.
I mean, it's just a rowdy environment. They're gonna let you hear it all. They won't hold back. But it's a fun place to be. It's one of the a good away venue, but it's definitely a tough environment.
That's a good question. Coach Holgerson, he's a hard-headed, old-school guy. He won't hand that ball off, which most of these spread guys will not do. He'll hand the football off on 3rd and 10, which creates a lot of problems for you. We just got to get better. We just got to improve. I'm not so sure you even worry about at this point who you're playing against. You better make sure that your guys are aligned properly, playing with the proper footwork, proper technique, doing their job and understanding, where they fit within the scheme. So first half, second half, 60 minutes of football.
They're tough too. I mean, they're not a bad team. They're a really good team. So we can't go out there and lollygag. We have to actually play defense and continue to build up on what we've been doing.
I think they're real. I think they're the most physical team I've seen on tape up to date. I mean, they run and hit. Their linebackers are incredible. They trigger. They're fast. They got good hips. They make plays in space. Their defensive line is they got a nose guard that's played a ton of football for them. That's going to be tough to block in there. Castor will have his hands full, and I think they do a good job on the outside at corner too. They make a lot of plays out there, and so. We'll have our hands cut out for us. I mean, they're a tough football team. It's well coached, and they like to hit people. So we got to be prepared to step in there at their house. They play really well at home, and go to a fight with them.
I think this year is by far the most mature he's been on and off the field. The way he practices, the way he handles himself in the classroom. He's just grown up each year we've been here, and he's the most difficult to tackle in space I've ever been around. I mean, the first guy's never going to make him miss. He's so quick, and then he's really added the physicality to his game when it comes to blocking the run game. So he's just a special talent, works hard, good kid. Really proud of him.
His start-stop ability, which you always hear Cliff talk about, is phenomenal. He's amazing. If he was 6 feet tall, he'd be a first-round draft pick.
He's been making those plays since he's been here. It's not really surprising to me. I've seen him make those type of plays, on a year and day in basis. So I wouldn't say it's taking the burden off me, but it's good to see him making those plays.
Yeah, that's who he is as a player. You're not going to take that competitiveness out of him. Same thing, you know, against Arkansas. You tell him not to do it, but, you know, I mean, he's just being a football player, and that's one of his friends, and we do everything together around here, and so he's trying to help his buddy out. So you don't obviously draw it up that way where he's, you know, going to do that. Jakeem made about 5 people miss and cut it across field, and so, you know, he saw it and he reacted like any other, you know, good football player and teammate would.
You go back to work. You got 3 games left with a chance to, you know, chance to go to a bowl game, and a chance to, you know, win 8 football games. Which, you know, you got to go to work. If we don't, you know, if we don't go to Morgantown and play better defense, we could get embarrassed again. So we got, you know, we got another challenge. I think our kids will respond. I don't see them quitting, which is a good thing. Now I'd like to see them play better and not quit, but we'll get back to work this afternoon.